So today you're going to get a few submission packet jokes from me in the style of the Jimmy Fallon show. The topic is the Donald Trump executive order about the immigration separation, and I think one of my jokes would have been, you know, Donald, thank you so much for letting Ava Braun, Kristen Nielsen, really be the female front of the face of evil. He's really putting women in the forefront and groping distance. So one of the bits in this monologue is two companies merging to make a funny name, like Saks Fifth Avenue and Citibank, Saks in the City. So I would put together Ivy Park and Pork and Beans, Ivy Park and Beans, Heinz Ketchup and Soft and Dry Deodorant for Heinz and Dry, Lay's Potato Chips and the movie Up, Filet Up. Okay, so we got a sketch about the people in the draft, the NBA draft. Oh Lord, I don't know shit about this. Okay, it's a Family Matters style skit with some of the draft picks. Okay, so this would be a desk bit and not a skit because nobody's got lines. I think I would have put them all in high school and let him be the kid that could not make the team, but they liked him anyway. I think we could have done that. I think that's what I would have gone with for that concept. Hello, and welcome to the submission packet. Today, our guest is stand-up comedian, improvist, and writer, Evan Zelnick. So without further ado, let's get to the interview. Well, before we get into your packet, what late night shows do you want to write for?
My goal would be Saturday Night Live. I guess other than SNL, probably Samantha Bee.
I like Samantha Bee.
I love Conan. I don't even know if he has a show anymore, does he?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Conan either now that you think about it.
I
think he still does. He has TBS.
Or TBS, maybe that's it, yeah. I'll write for any damn show, to be perfectly honest.
I would too. I actually am not a fan of Saturday Night Live. So, I would take the job if I had the opportunity, but it's it's a process to become a part of Saturday Night Live. But once you're in, and you're really in, you're going to get a movie deal, you're going to get a pilot, you're going to continue to work. So that is a place that solidifies the career. Where does your inspiration to be funny come from?
My inspiration to be funny? What other choice do I have?
What makes you want to tell jokes? What makes you want to be funny? What is it inside of you that...
There's this, burning, endless sadness and frustration that I just want to get rid of. So I just have to be funny instead. You can leave that in or cut that out. I don't care.
Is that a bit, or is that your final answer? Or is it both?
It's real. When I was a kid, I just always liked making people laugh. It makes me feel happy when I make other people laugh.
I agree with that. It's fulfilling.
Yeah.
What made you brave enough to put your packet together?
Honestly, I felt so stupid for not putting it together.
Ditto.
So I didn't know about it, and then I remember I saw something about it one year, and it was the due date, and I was like, oh shit, how did I not know about this? I better do this next year. There's this sense these days that there's so much that I'm sure there's something you could submit to every single day, but
which is good. Do you think that that's good or bad? Do you think it's overwhelming?
It's overwhelming. I feel like every comedian eventually gets fatigued because you're just don't you feel like you're just constantly working?
Yes.
How hard was it for us to get together to schedule a date? I have every single night this week I have rehearsal or a show. Every single night.
I feel like I work all the time. And I feel like when I'm not working, I should be working.
Same. And that's why it's very interesting. So that's why I don't watch anything but The Housewives. Because to me, I'm just I'm working all day, and then I am doing things all night. So when I get home, I want to take my brain out of my head and not think anymore. And I'm like, I know if I watch some late night show, I'm going to think, oh, I got to start writing some jokes.
Okay.
And I'm just like, no, I need these 2 hours off, or I'm going to go crazy.
So yeah, for us watching a late night show is our brain is clicking and going and dissecting and looking at this and looking at that and trying to get inspired.
I'm like, oh, what would have my joke been about that? Or I'm like, oh, I could have, that sketch wasn't great. Or like, how would have I played that character? I'm just like, I can't. And then it also just sometimes like makes me feel bad that it's not my show. I'm like, great that you have a show, but I don't. I'm not gonna watch it now. 'Cause I'm a bitter bitch.
It's petty, but it's honest.
Well, it's not like the show's getting canceled because I'm not watching it.
True. How do you overcome writer's block? Do you get writer's block?
Yeah. I mean, I guess like right now. So right now I'm on a Pit house sketch team. So we do like writer's room every 3 weeks, and we pitch stuff, and then right after we pitch it, we have to write a sketch. And we usually have like 3 or 4 days to write it. So my point was that, like, I guess I write different things. Like so if I'm trying to write a sketch and I feel like I'm stuck, I might try and write stand-up. And then eventually I'll get an idea and I'll be like, oh, okay, now I can go back to the sketch. Or I might take a break for an hour. Drugs always help.
True.
Pot is like the Lord and Savior.
I never leave home without it.
I know you
and you
don't.
Yeah,
so I don't know. I think, I remember someone told me this once. They said if you have writer's block, write something that you don't, like write something that isn't comedy for a second. Like write poetry, or try write a song, or like write it in your journal or something. So just write something that doesn't have to be funny. And then once you just sort of remind yourself, oh, I'm a good writer, and then suddenly you can write whatever you were trying to write again.
Okay.
Like, my pilot that I wrote that you came to read, that one day will get picked up and produced.
Bisexual.
Bisexuality.
Oh, was
like,
it?
Wait, what?
Wait, I thought it. Oh, yeah, it is bisexuality. You would know because you wrote it.
Bisexuality.
B-Y-E.
BYE sexuality. Look for it at a network. One. If you own a network, also feel free to contact me. But like, there were so many times where I paused writing it because I was like, I don't like this scene. I don't like where this is going. But I mean, I don't know. I guess if you don't have a deadline. If you have a deadline, I don't know. I think the other strategy of like writing something not funny helps. But that I was like, I guess I'm going to put this on pause and write something else for a second. Come back to it when I'm feeling re-inspired, re-energized. Are these good answers?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize you were going to come with a whole interview rundown.
But you think I'm not professional?
No, you are.
Then that's why I have a whole interview
I love
rundown.
I love it. It's handwritten in a notebook.
Yeah, honey, I was
pen.
inspired. I said, we're going to take it back to the old school with this, but I do have to get this on digits. What to you is comedic success?
Comedic success? Comedic success is having people crack up at my jokes. Do you mean like career success?
Yeah, comedic career success.
Oh, would be doing comedy as my entire job, having no other jobs and making enough money.
Define enough money.
Oh, jeez. I want a lot of money. I would like...
yeah, within reason. Like, you ain't got to give, like, your $15 million dream job salary.
If I was making, like, $150,000 a year.
Okay.
And I got to I only had to ever, like, write or perform, I would be thrilled.
Okay. Who do you look up to in comedy?
Well, in terms of famous people, when I was growing up, my favorite performers were Jim Carrey on In Living Color, Jamie Foxx on In Living Color, Chris Farley on Saturday Night Live, Robin Williams. I like people who, like, to me, it's such an incredible talent when you can go so big and so over the top and not embarrass yourself. Because a lot of people try and they just look really stupid, but when you can nail it like they do, there's nothing better.
You know, now that you say that, I think that is something that I have always strived for. That I've always strived to be like the big, ridiculous, obscene personality.
Are you? What do you mean? Are you not? Are you breaking news to me right now that that's not what you are?
Okay, maybe I.
My main comedic idol, very honestly, is my dad. You met my dad very briefly.
Yeah, I met your parents very briefly at your music video shoot.
Oh, right.
At the data entry place where we met.
That's
what I call it. The data entry place.
That's what I'm going to start calling it.
Please do. Feel free. Let it catch on. Let that shit catch on.
Where do you work?
Honey.
The data entry
The data entry place, baby. I work at a data entry place.
That's when I'm going to replace all the labels and all of my... on all of their...
On all of their shit. Just rip it off. The data entry place.
So if you, most people, after they spend like an hour with my dad, are like, wow, you two are the exact same person. It's hilarious. You would love him if you spent some time with him. He's a riot.
I'll have to go out to Long Island.
Yeah. He's going to retire at the end of this year, so he'll have more time for you.
Oh, fabulous.
He actually said he wants to start performing when he retires.
Good for him.
Like, over and over. He keeps saying, he's like, oh, I keep having dreams about us, about our performances together. And my mom is shitting her pants. My mom is in complete panic mode over this. And I'm like, I would love, that would be so exciting for me to perform with my dad.
Where do you get your content from?
For sketches, like when I'm coming up with character sketches, that can be based on anything and anybody. I just did a sketch for my pitch show called Marty. And Marty was based on a photographer who... I say who's like my family photographer, which sounds weird. We didn't have a family photographer, but we hired the same photographer for my bar mitzvah and my brother's bar mitzvah and then my brother's wedding, and then my cousins hired him. So this guy, Neil, was like my family photographer. And as I got older, I realized how bizarre he was. And how he would be like super animated to try and get a reaction for the picture. And then he would be like, smile! So I took that and turned Marty into like, he goes huge to get a reaction out of the people at this wedding. And he would always, like, his entrance, this is too much, but his entrance was about fucking asses. Anyway, so these were monologue jokes. So these are from 2016.
Okay.
So these are not going to be relevant. This was, you had to give them like 2 pages of monologue jokes for the NBC Late Night packet. And you had to say what style it was in. So like, if you were going to write for The Daily Show, you know, you could say in the style of The Daily Show. But I did in the style of Saturday Night Live Weekend Update, because that's what I wanted to be writing for. A Taco Bell executive was charged with assaulting his Uber driver this week, aggressively letting America know that Taco Bell's head staff is almost as abusive as its food. Nicki Minaj made headlines again this weekend, this time for yelling at a person in a wheelchair to walk faster. This story proves once again that, much like her body, Nicki Minaj is just one giant ass. Okay, so the next part of the packet was you had to come up with a page of bits, like late night bits like, like how Conan used to do like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, like he would talk through the Arnold Schwarzenegger with the voice. Like whatever, all the bits.
Desk bit.
Desk bits. These I think are the hardest because it can literally be anything, which you'd think would make it easier, but it kind of makes it a little harder. I don't know, for whatever reason. So my first bit was Romeo and Juliet. Jew as in Juliet as in Jewish. It's not delivery, it's DeGarmo was my second bit. 4 audience members are chosen to come on stage for a pizza toppings competition. There will be various toppings and the host will be the taste tester judge. There will be three quick rounds judged on taste and appearance, each round eliminating 1 contestant at a time. Each time a contestant gets voted off, former American Idol contestant Diana DeGarmo will appear to sing her version of Don't Cry Out Loud.
That I liked. I didn't even realize what a Diana DeGarmo was until this sketch, but you made her funny and relevant. She needs to send you $20 because you know that's all she has.
You're welcome, Diana DeGarmo. Here's another one. This one's called Waist Training, except like garbage waste. You know that new fad where all the celebrities, Kardashians, put a corset on for hours in order to shape their waists? It would be like that, except with garbage. This would be a pre-taped segment where people on the street compete to see how much garbage they can collect in an hour while wearing waist-training shapewear. Environmentally and figure-friendly.
Okay, so let's talk about your writing process before, during, and after. How do you prepare? How do you attack it? And how do you know when you're finished? And how do you finish?
So for this, I guess, I'll talk about my sketch writing process, because that's what I've been writing a lot recently. So I'll either come up with a character first and base a whole sketch off a character, or a concept, like my gay sketch. That was a concept. And usually my process is I'll just start writing anything, and I'll get to like a page and a half, and then I'll kind of put my computer away. And the way that I always ultimately come up with a finalized version is, and this sucks, it's always as I'm falling asleep with my eyes closed in the dark. I'll be able to see everything completely clearly. And then I'll just text message myself a million notes. And then I'll go back and finish the whole sketch.
Okay, well that was fabulous. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to your part 2 of the interview, where we work on some things together. We'll see you soon. Tell a kin, tell a friend, tell that heifer you hate.